So hello, this is Raf6, also known as 629-456 on Scratch, and today I will be showing you how to make an impossible level in Appel, a level so hard no one can ever beat it, and some tips and tricks about how to abuse the Appel system of making a really hard level. So I remixed Appel and let's get into it. I'm just going to turn the audio off and now let's start making it. So when I make a impossible level, the first thing you have to do is put that little thing down, and in an impossible level you want it to be really hard, like no checkpoints. You can put some checkpoints, but I would advise not. So what I'm doing here is to build a thing that when it's using the immortality glitch, it means you can go through these spikes, just to make sure the player doesn't use the immortality glitch for the rest of the level. So like that, you can go by. So let's carry on. Once you've done something like that, you need to begin with like a hard section. For this tutorial, I will be using only the spike and the block because it gets more difficult when you use the mobs for impossible levels. So what I am going to do is that I'm going to do this. My idea is that you come from here and land on this bit and then maybe jump up there or something like that. Apologise for my badness in gameplay, but maybe you can get up there or something like that. So to make this harder, to make it harder, you want to be less room to do the jump, such as we should probably put a spike there, which I will. So let's find that spike, and there we go. So it means that it's technically possible for you to jump up to here, and then jump up to here somehow. And now I'm just going to put it, and now let's just put a spike up here. There we go. And that is a pretty hardcore section. But to make it harder, when you land here, you don't want it to be any normal landing, because in an impossible level you want no normal landing. Sometimes you can put like an easier sections to kind of like cool the player down, but if you want to make an impossible level, I would advise not. So let's just be really nasty and just put like another spike there, and put a spike there so that the player can't get up there. We might use this bit for later, but for now I'm going to put these spikes here to make sure the player doesn't. And make sure the player doesn't jump over here by putting some spikes over there. So for the next gameplay, I'm thinking that the player could do a jump up to here. But to make it difficult, you would have to to make it difficult, I will have to do that so that the player can't jump up from there. They might be able to do that, but I'm going to put an apple over there so that the player is rewarded for if they take that route. Such as it may be easier to go like this and go up there, but I'm going to make it harder by doing that. So I'm going to put an apple over here. This one there, and this is one of the first sections of this, and I'm going to block this area over here so that you don't get to it. This is what I did with one of my projects on Scratch, which is called Impossible Appel, and you could go and find it if you want on Scratch. I'll link it in the description. But now let's carry on. So once you're up here, we need some really hard jump. So maybe like a jump to get onto this block. I'm going to test to see if it's possible by doing that. So yes, that is possible. So now I'm going to buff it to the max so that the player, ideally in an impossible level, you want the player to be tortured in hell, because that's the point of an impossible level. So now after that, I'm just going to put some things to make it harder, and I might come back to that bit later. After after this section, I will do some decorating and show you some tips to make your level look more pleasing. But we are here for the impossible bit, so I better get on with it. So then we're going to do another timing to get onto this block here and make it really hard. These jumps aren't the hardest, but if you do a bunch of them, they do get really hard. And maybe I can put like some kind of like block to make it harder somewhere. So now, yeah, that makes it harder. Well, I don't know how much harder, but let's see what I can do with this. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Now let's place some blocks up here. And this is probably going to be one of the key aspects. So you're going to have to jump up there, and it won't be easy because I will be putting a bunch of spikes up here, just like you would do in any impossible level. So yeah, there we go. Let's put the spikes there. And so this is what the gameplay would be like. You would spawn here, use the immortality glitch to get through there, do a jump, land on there, jump here, and maybe they might think to jump over here, but it turns out there's nothing over here. And let's just block this just in case they decide to take a route up this bit. We will be decorating this later, or maybe in a future video. So yeah. So this is going to be the first section of our impossible level for now. I haven't uploaded videos in a long time, especially about Scratch, so I'm thinking I might do like a series on how to make an impossible Appel level, but it's up to you. I don't know who is enjoying this, but hopefully someone does. So bye, see you in a potential next episode.